In March 2026, thousands of YouTube creators woke up to the exact same notification. It hit channels across every single time zone, sweeping through the entire platform in a matter of hours. Take the channel African Vulture. 13 years of daily uploads, a silver play button, and a dedicated audience of over 130,000 subscribers. Overnight, their ability to earn revenue was completely shut off. The email cited vague policy violations, like inauthentic and mass-produced content. But creators like Alternate Perception were spending 30 to 40 hours manually illustrating and animating a single short video. Real people who relied on this income had their livelihoods frozen. A completely automated system had scanned their years of hard work, flagged it as AI slop, and pulled the plug. The worst part was the silence. The algorithm's automated emails didn't point to a specific video or provide a timestamp for the violation. When creators tried to appeal, they found themselves trapped in a Kafkaesque loop. They had to submit videos proving their own humanity, showing their physical faces and walking through their editing timelines, only to have those appeals automatically rejected by the very same software that banned them, which leaves a rather uncomfortable question. Why would the platform's algorithms suddenly target its most dedicated, hard-working human creators? To understand the purge, you have to look at what the algorithm was trying to kill. YouTube was taking on water, drowning in low-effort spam. A new wave of hustle culture operators had figured out how to use generative AI to write, voice, and edit entirely faceless videos at an industrial scale. This organizational chart shows how bad the spam got. Single operators boasted about launching 10 fully automated channels in a 24-hour window. This mass production threatened the ecosystem. Viewers grew frustrated with identical robotic voices, and advertisers were terrified of placing brands next to unvetted, machine-generated noise. So the platform didn't maliciously target legitimate humans. They simply dropped a massive, tight algorithmic net to catch a swarm of bots. And they didn't really care who else got caught in the mesh. The algorithm doesn't sit down and watch a video to see if it has soul. It strictly reads metadata, accumulating what engineers call weak signals, minor statistical anomalies over a long period of time. This diagram shows how the system reads those signals. It logs identical background settings, tracks inconsistent audience retention, and crucially detects synthetic audio tools. For months, these signals quietly pile up behind the scenes. Then, the platform updates its policy, lowering the acceptable limit. The invisible threshold is breached, the cup overflows, and the mass ban is triggered automatically. This is exactly how legitimate creators walked into the trap. An animator triggered red flags because he used AI voices for his hand-drawn characters. A fitness creator got flagged for experimenting with a few faceless, short-form videos on the side. The machine has absolutely zero capacity for context. It cannot distinguish between a creator meticulously animating a scene and a spammer pressing a button to generate 20 videos. If your workflow resembles automation on a spreadsheet, the trap snaps shut. So how do you beat an automated machine that has already judged you guilty and locked you out of your income? You force a human being to look at it. The aviation channel Pilot Photog survived the purge by rallying his community over on X. The audience made enough coordinated noise that the company had no choice but to assign an actual human employee to review his channel. Other creators took the direct route. RGMG Fitness filmed an appeal video where he sat directly in front of the camera, showed his physical face, and walked the reviewers step by step through his manual editing process. He was remonetized the very next day. The only proven method to override the algorithm's assumptions is to inject an undeniable, unfakeable human presence directly into the review process. The era of faceless content growth, where anyone could anonymously splice together stock footage and print money, is officially on life support. Surviving the next wave requires passing what some creators are now calling the Hugh Jackman as Wolverine test. The rule is brutally simple. Look at your video. If an anonymous user on the other side of the planet could theoretically mass-produce your exact format without your involvement, YouTube now views your channel as a liability. Generative AI has to go back to being a background tool. Moving forward, the creator's actual face, their specific tone of voice, and their lived experience must become the primary product. In an ecosystem where machines can instantly generate an infinite volume of acceptable content, the ultimate defense against algorithmic obsolescence is radical, irreplaceable human authenticity.